This is a 5,000 plus pound tail dragger.
You prefer 7,000 for the spin? Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Spinning these airplanes is controversial, so not many operators allow it.
And not a lot of people can say they've spun a T6.
A lot of people
modern
won't let
days.
you spin a T6.
We always taught spins on instrument, and the guy under
Yeah, he was saying this. This is a real thing.
Tell him about
Oh,
the
yeah,
time that
all
you
the
went.
time.
Tell him about the ones where you were in solid IMC.
Before we get started, enjoy the awesome sound of this thing taking off. I got some great footage of Ron soloing this airplane on his 85th birthday, and of course, the first thing he did was spin it. And from the pilot's operating handbook, it's got an interesting procedure that requires you to pull the mixture to idle cutoff before executing a spin.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a wonderful feeling. Oh, it's my way.
Before sharing Ron's story about actual IMC conditions and spin training that he did in the military, this footage from his 85th birthday was relevant just because it does show him executing a spin. And in the episode that he's flying with Luke, he was just over 90. And I've got some footage here from his 90th birthday, which I thought was relevant now because just this week while editing, his wife of 65 years passed away. So I'm dedicating this episode as well as the Flight Chops episode to Joyce. So I'm the last one here tonight cleaning up, and I just spent way too long looking into the eyes of these life-size cardboard cutouts of Ron and his wife. These people have lived such amazing lives. Ron just turned 90. So it's bittersweet to be sharing these memories from happier times.
Okay, we're going to get ready to do a spin now, so we'll do a quick look around, and we're going to do a spin to the left, and we'll try and do two turns. And doing the spins in the harbor, you cut the engine right out, so we'll be going mixture into full lean. And that was a good two-turn spin, and we lost about 1,500 feet. And that was good.
And as promised, here's Ron's spin training in actual IMC conditions story, which by today's standards is kind of crazy.
It's so normal in the spin, isn't it?
No problem.
No,
problem.
It's just
Kind of overrated. With
Yeah, I
the,
don't see the issue.
Yeah.
Like if you have understanding of spins
Right,
Yeah.
and you don't mishandle the airplane, it's
And you killed the mixture, and that's the whole
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
We always taught spins on instrument, and the guy under
yeah, he was saying this. This is a real thing.
Tell him about
Oh,
the
yeah,
time that
all
you
the
went.
time.
Tell him about the ones where you were in solid IMC.
I was in Trenton at the flight instructor school, and we were due to fly, and the ceiling was about 600 or 700 feet or something, and I thought we weren't going to fly, and my instructor says, oh yeah, he said, I'll file IFR and we'll go off, and he said, today we're supposed to do unusual attitudes and that, so he said, we'll go off and do that. And I said, okay. So we took off. It was Nimbostratus cloud from what 600 right up to about 20,000, solid. So he takes off, and he has me doing it from the back seat. Of course, I was on instrument, and we were up at 6,000 or 7,000. He said, "Well, we'll do spins now." And I
you're
said,
thinking,
I said, "Holy shit!"
Excuse me?
And anyway, he said, "Oh yeah." So I said, okay. So, doing spins on instrument is really pretty easy because you go into your spin and your needle is right over it and hard over, say, in a left-hand spin.
Sure, yeah.
And when you recover, the needle, as soon as it recovers, the needle just goes from hard left, goes wham, right over to the right side completely. Sure. And then you neutralize your rudders. And it's just beautiful, really. But as Dave was saying,
I mean,
I
the
mean, I thought,
disorientation
how-
factor and the trust you're putting on your instruments and not
Yeah.
something weird.
And I thought, I must
It's
admit,
not-
though, again, I was thinking, oh, well, that's what the instructor says, so this is what we'll do.
I think what's nuts about it is you keep saying on instruments. It's on instrument. One single
Oh, yeah,
instrument.
one single.
Really.
Yeah, how
Is
many
the-
gyros do you have?
Yeah. Oh,
He has to cage them because they're spins.
Oh, yeah.
So he's not no
Oh,
artificial
you're-
horizon,
oh, no,
just
it's
the stick
unlimited
and
panel,
ball.
Yeah.
Okay, so you recover, and then what? Like, how do you know where wings level is? Like,
Well, as soon as the needle goes wham, you neutralize your rudder,
You
and
just
then
hope
the
you're
needle
there.
comes back, and he's out of the dive. I mean, really, it's pretty easy. But I mean, I got thinking after. Can you imagine with a 600-foot ceiling and this in
oh my
cloud?
lord.
And then you'd climb back up and do it again.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Never having seen anything but cloud for.
I guess, like, would it, the normal procedure just be to like cover the rear cockpit or something?
Oh yeah, we had a cover. over
Yeah, then you
the
could
cockpit.
simulate IMC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we simulate all the time, but that day it was.
Oh, let's do it for real.
And but this guy was.
I'm going to reintroduce this idea to our syllabus and we'll see, how,
Yeah.
see what transport has to say about
He
that.
would transfer us.
Make sure you only have a stick and ball. None of that electronic
Yeah,
turn
none of
coordinator shit. No.
So for the whole flight, you have your gyros caged.
Yeah.
So what do your partial paneling, your recovery, and all your flight is all
Yeah.
partial?
All on.
I don't get it.
Airspeed, altimeter, stick and ball.
Yep.
That's it.
Wow.
No, that wasn't unusual. I mean, but
terrifying.
doing it in that
Yeah, right.
cloud to me was pushing the envelope. But I didn't think about
Like,
it.
was
that
there any
time.
discussion in the briefing? Like, well, you know, this is like a little bit more of an advanced
No.
exercise.
Oh,
like,
no, you
here are
just
some
get in and go.
concerns. Here's something. No.
I remember saying to him, I thought, gee, the weather isn't very good. Oh yeah, he said, it's fine. It's nice. And it was nice and smooth. It was this, just straight cloud.
Wow.
Nice and smooth.
I'm just glad you're here with us, Ron, like that.
Oh God, that was funny back then.
So I hope you enjoyed that one. There's actually a full episode with Luke training with Ron in a Flight Chops episode I just published. And until the next one, stay nerdy.